Hey gang, today we'll be factoring a trinomial in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Your steps to do this are to first multiply a and c. That's the first term and last term of the trinomial. Second, you're going to list the factors of the product found in step 1. You can use your calculator to do this by using the divide by x feature in your y equals. Then you're going to rewrite the polynomial. Third, you're going to find the factors that have a sum of b. Then you're going to rewrite the polynomial so the numbers found above replace b. Fifth, you're going to group the terms that have a common factor. Sixth, you're going to factor to find one common binomial factor. And seven, the factor terms represent the second binomial factor. So this sounds kind of confusing, but I promise you will get it with some practice. So here's an example. Here we have 4x squared plus 25x minus 21. We start by multiplying the a and the b and the c. So we get 4 times negative 21 is negative 84. And we list those factors. So we could pull that up right in our calculator too. If I do negative 84 divided by x and pull up the table, we see all the factors. And they're just the same as the ones we have here. So 1 and negative 84, it would be the same as negative 1 and positive 84, negative 2 and 42, and negative 3 and 28, and so on. And if you add negative 3 and 28, you get a sum of 25, which is this 25 right here. So we take those two numbers and we put x with them. So 28x minus 3x equals 25x. So I'm substituting the two numbers for the one. Then I'm going to group the first two terms and the second two terms. 4x squared plus 28x have a common monomial factor of 4x, okay, because I can factor 4x out of 4x squared and 4x out of 28x. And that leaves behind x plus 7. Then negative 3x and negative 21 have a common factor of negative 3, and that leaves behind x plus 7. Last, I can factor out that x plus 7, and I'm left with 4x minus 3, making 4x minus 3 times x plus 7 the same as 4x squared plus 25x minus 21. If I double distributed here, I would get this answer here. So it's the opposite of what we were doing when we were multiplying two binomials. Now we're factoring to get those two binomials. All right, so here's number 1. Again, first step is to multiply a and c. So 2 times negative 15 is negative 30. And we want a sum of negative 7. So if we go to our calculator and we put in y equals 30 divided by x, or negative 30 divided by x, and we pull up our table, we get 0 and error, 1 and negative 30, 2 and negative 15, 3 and negative 10, and so on. And we want the one that gives us a sum of negative 7. So 3 and negative 10 gives us a sum of negative 7. So that's what we're going to use. So we could do 2x squared minus 10x plus 3x minus 15. Now, I did negative 10x and positive 3x because I like to have 2 and 10 together. Doesn't really matter though. If I put plus 3x and then minus 10x, I would have the same answer in the end. Then I'm going to group these two together and these two together. From the first binomial pair, I can factor out 2x. And when I factor out 2x times x makes 2x squared. 2x times negative 5 makes 10x. Then from the second pair, I can factor out positive 3. And again, if I factor out that positive 3, 3 times x makes 3x, and then 3 times negative 5 makes 15. So now I can factor out my common binomial, which is x minus 5, and that leaves me with the two other terms, 2x plus 3. So that would be our factored form of 2x squared minus 7x minus 15. All right, so again, this is a tricky process, but the more you do it, the better you will get at it. Let's try another example. Number 2, x squared plus 8x plus 12. So again, we want to multiply the a term by the c term. So that's 1 times 12, which just winds up being 12 in this case. So now we need factors of 12 that have a sum of 8. So I can do that without my calculator. I know 12 is 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. So the two that have a sum of 8 would be the 2 and 6. So I do x squared plus 2x plus 6x plus 12. And again, the 2x and 6x just replace the 8. Then I'm going to group together these two pairs. From the first one, I can factor out x, and x times x makes x squared, and x times 2 makes 2x. Then from the second one, I can factor out 6, because 6 goes into itself in 12. And then 6 times x makes 6x, and 6 times 2 makes 12. So notice again that my x plus 2 is the same in both cases, so I can factor that out. It should always be the case. And then that leaves me with x plus 6. And again, if I double distributed that, it would just bring me right back to this trinomial. All right, let's try another one. X squared minus 6x plus 9. So again, our a value isn't there, so that means it's 1. So 1 times 9 gives me a product of 9, and I need to find my factors of 9 that would make negative 6. Well, 9 is 1 and 9, and 3 and 3. So to make negative 6, it would have to be negative 3 and negative 3. So I have x squared minus 3x minus 3x plus 9. We group these two and these two. From the first set, I can factor out x because they both have an x in common, and that leaves me with x minus 3. From the second, I can take out negative 3, and that leaves me with x minus 3 again. So here's where you have to be thoughtful about whether you take out a negative or a positive. In this case, I know it needs to be a negative, so here I would have to take out a negative to make this one also be negative. So I have x minus 3 as my common binomial, and if I factor that out, I'm left with x minus 3 again. So this is actually what we call a perfect square trinomial, because I could represent this as x minus 3 all squared, okay, because the two binomials are the same. So it's like having a perfect square. All right, let's keep on going. Number 4. So now we have an a value of 4, so we do 4 times 9, which is 36. And again, we could list our factors or use our calculator. I know 36 is 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and 6 and 6. And I need the pair that gives me positive 12 as my sum. So that would be the 6 and 6. So I've got 4x squared plus 6x plus 6x plus 9. Group these two and these two. From the first pair, I can take out 2x, and 2x times 2x makes 2x squared. 2x times 3 makes 6x. So remember, our next set of parentheses should also be 2x plus 3. So now from 6x plus 9, I can take out 3, and I get 3 times 2x again makes 6x, and 3 times 3 again makes 9. So 2x plus 3 is my common binomial factor, and if I factor that out, I'm left with 2x plus 3 again. So this one is also a perfect square trinomial because I can express it as 2x plus 3 all squared. So this trinomial is a perfect square because I can express it this way. All right. So hopefully you see what I'm doing here and you're picking this up. I really enjoy doing these because it's kind of like undoing a puzzle. All right, so you're going to try 5 through 8 on your own. Make sure you're checking in with me so I can be sure that you're getting this and can help you out if you need it.